Hello, everyone, and welcome. Wow, we're doing this live, and I flubbed it already. Welcome to another episode of Movie Club. Mike and I are doing this live on our Twitch channel because of scheduling conflicts. But we're here
And
to
then
talk
it's,
about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning,
oh,
or
okay.
Dead Reckoning Part Two.
Yeah, okay. So I sort of put out the obvious start here. I appreciate how it starts on as so there's the movie before this is Dead Reckoning Part 1. They have not renamed it.
Well, no, so they've dropped the Part One.
Is it officially not Part 1 anymore?
Yeah, if you go to stream it or anything like that,
Okay.
it is they
Let's
dropped the
see.
Part One.
Yeah, I
And in
gotta
fact,
see.
they may have dropped that while it was in theaters.
No, you're right. Okay. On Amazon it is totally just Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
Yes,
Which I will say before we get into this, I'm glad that I rewatched the first one, the first Mission Impossible,
Mhm.
because holy hell, does this movie lean back on that?
Yeah, this is like when we like do like Fast and Furious stuff, you're like, you at this point just need to watch all of them. This is one of those
Well,
films where it's like you need to watch a good chunk.
I think honestly, for Final Reckoning to make sense and for the references to hit, I think you just need to see the first one
Mm.
because that is like plot critical to have seen the first one. I guess if you want to watch three just to watch one of the greatest performances ever put to film with Philip Seymour Hoffman's performance,
Yeah.
that's probably a good one that you could watch too because they reference that a little bit, but it's like one line. And then obviously you need to watch Dead Reckoning for this
Hmm.
to make sense. Um, I like how they cut out like two, four, five. They cut out more than half of the franchise to wrap it all up.
Also, I appreciate how somehow in this day and age where no one seems to be able to do sequels anymore, like in any reasonable time, these films are still coming out like every like few years.
Well, I think it helped that they shot Final Reckoning pretty
But like we
closely
have
after.
films that like were shot in like 21 that are coming out this year still.
Yeah. I mean, that's not super uncommon because you'll have stuff that like goes through the festival circuit and then finally gets picked up. But yeah, it's cool to see probably the last true action star
Yeah.
pumping out movies at this rate.
And we still have some years with him.
Oh yeah, I mean, supposedly there's a Top Gun 3
Hmm.
coming out, which I don't think we really need to do, but um, everything's got to be a trilogy now. And yeah, I mean, I guess as long as he is willing to, I mean, he's in his 60s now. Like, I guess as long as he's willing to jump out of a plane, he'll still make stuff. But like, okay, Mission Impossible's done. Then you've got okay, Top Gun, which supposedly they're Top Gun 3. Is that going to be his franchise that he rides into the ground? And I think the thing with Tom Cruise is it doesn't feel like he is one of those people.
Hmm.
Right? Like if during the production of Top Gun 3 he realizes this ain't it, Chief. Like I can't keep doing this. He's done. Right?
Do you think
He's not gonna try to make a Top Gun 4 or a Top Gun 5 where he can barely walk.
I don't know, I feel like there's a point where imagine like an 82-year-old him.
Well, Harrison Ford in the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah. Stiff leg.
Right? Like So, but yeah, I mean, again, stellar performances. Like these movies always, for whatever reason, the plots are always dumb as hell, but they're fun,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I really do feel like Mission Impossible was the last bastion of kind of those like Ocean's 13 heist movies,
Ah.
right? Where you know in the end, like the good guys are going to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know that the entire time. But there's always those moments where like, oh, maybe not, maybe not. Like, how are they going to overcome this? How are they going to do that? How are they, how are they going to sleight of hand this? How are they going to do, how is he going to get this thing so they can do that? I do like that they gave Ving Rhames a very like heartfelt send off because I mean he's the one guy that's been in all of these
Mm-hmm.
other than Tom Cruise. So it's like okay, yeah, you killed his character off, but you also made him like the most important person. So I just
Jumping.
like I loved that comment that he made in the sub when he's like, "You spend too much time on the internet." Right when the seal tries to attack him, like that's what these final two movies really get at. It really does feel like the Mission Impossible take on Chat GPT, I guess is the best way to put it.
No, and it's interesting because like the first one, it's funny because like it came out before the AI stuff really became a thing, and then now it's like, wow, this is quite the timing.
You mean Dead Reckoning?
Yeah,
I mean, Chat GPT was out. Like,
but like now when they're filming it,
yeah, it had to have been.
mm
'That movie's not as old as you think.
23, they filmed it in 21.
Yeah.
September 21, it was not out.
I mean, okay, maybe not GPT like that product, but there were definitely like LLMs out there.
Yeah, you know, that's like that tag
So,
exists. It just wasn't like what it was.
yeah.
Also, can we appreciate this has to I forget this sometimes, but this series has to have the weirdest string of directors of any film series of all time.
Yeah.
Just so we start with Brian De Palma, right? The
He does a
classic,
decent job with the first one.
right? Go to John Woo, the second one.
And it shows.
The third one, we go to J.J. Abrams.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like these are all Skydance movies.
Okay, and then we go to hot off the Incredible. I think it's like right now Incredibles 2, Brad Bird.
Yeah. I wonder if the John Woo influence on two is why they kind of shun it. It's like, oh, it's not really a Mission Impossible movie because it's a John Woo movie more than anything. But, which if that's the case, that's dumb. Like, John Woo is one of the planet's best action directors. And yes, he loves his dubs, but those Hong Kong action movies are, I mean, still to this day, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
action movies reference that Hong Kong scene all the time.
what I don't understand is it does not. Looking back, it does not feel like it fits Mission Impossible.
No, absolutely not.
But coming back here, so obviously this is, I'm assuming, a send-off film. We're gonna pretend that things actually end in today's world. Is there anyone you felt did not get a good send-off?
Um, I mean, I guess it depends on how you define good. right? Like, would I have loved to have seen, um, God, I just blanked on his name, the CIA guy, Kittredge.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have loved to have seen Kittredge take one to the face? I think, like, the relief of that would have been huge, because it's like Kittredge has basically been ruining Ethan Hunt's life the entire time. So, I mean, other than that, right, like, sappy send off. Also, I don't get why they do it in London, because that's like, London's the most surveillance heavy city
In the world,
in
right?
the West, if not the world.
Well, historically it was the world, but probably now realism more the West.
So you're trying to tell me, like, these people are just hiding in this city?
You mean these people are not recognized at all on any technology on these cameras tracking them?
That's what I don't get. So,
Oh, that's fair. Wait,
I guess-
what about?
yeah, in a way, that's what I mean by, like, they didn't have a great send off because they just kind of go about their way, but also that's exactly what they would want. Right? Like, I mean, there is the comment that Luther makes of, like, what are we going to do? Retire? Go fishing? Right? There is no retirement in this job. So to see them just walking away, I don't know, it just feels a little weird.
Wait, what do you think of the infamous Tom Cruise stunt of this film with holding onto the plane?
I mean, it was safe because they had him wired up, but
Like, do you think it ranks well on his like crazy stuff he's done to these films?
I don't think it's the best hanging onto a plane scene. Right, what was it? Ghost Protocol, I think, where he literally hangs onto the side while a jet takes off. I think that scene is way cooler. Yes, it's less involved, but you're doing it on a jet, not a biplane. Also, like, wing walkers exist, right? So it's kind of one of those where you're like, I mean, it's really not, it's dangerous, yes, but there are people that do this for a living. So, maybe
No,
not
that's-
to that
it's-
extent, but
So here's my question I always wonder. How bad do we think the life insurance policy on him from the studios is? Like, how expensive we talking?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if, because he's a producer, the life insurance policies aren't that bad. Because it's like, well, I mean, if he dies, he's the one funding this, or partially funding it. Right, so there goes this movie, so yes, we sunk money into it, but also so did he. And the studio could use it as a write-off if they wanted to.
No,
So-
no, that's fair. That's fair. I think this is a really good film. Do you think this would kind of go on the higher end of the films, which is what I'm kind of feeling?
Well, I will say this, right? Like, them going back through all of the films at the beginning, or in, like, the title sequence, really showcases that jump from 1 to 2 to 3 in terms of visual quality.
Like, that's that era, too. Like, every film, I feel like,
Yeah.
during that era, we look back, we goes, oh, you see it.
Yeah. And, like, 4 onward all kind of look the same because they're using effectively the same cameras. But I would say Final Reckoning, I think its length is definitely hindrance to this film. It's basically 3 hours. These films are the perfect, like, 2 hour, 2:10. Get in, get your action set pieces, get out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess a great example going back to, the Ocean's movies is, those movies aren't that long.
No, they are. Aren't they like 110 minutes or something?
I mean, Ocean's 11 is just under 2 hours. It's 156. So, I mean, Ocean's 13 is probably the longest.
Ocean 13 is 153.
13 is 2-2. 2 hours, 2 minutes for Ocean 13.
I just pulled I have Ocean's 12 is 2.5.
Okay.
Is Google broken for us?
I'm on IMDb.
I'm on Google.
So
I have no clue it's calling from.
Ocean's 12. It's
Wait,
listed at 2.5. So I mean, like, again, 2 hours, like 2 hours, 2 hours 10, maybe 15 is the perfect length for these action heist movies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like because they tried to cram in, finishing up the storyline from the first movie, that felt like it dragged on a little bit.
Yeah, this.
I guess I'm not saying it's a bad storyline. I think it's cool that they reference it and circle back to it. I just feel like you could do that entire sequence without.
But I guess I'm going back to is like, so like this and like Fast and Furious are the only two real like final like action franchises of these sizes I feel like right now. Why did they both at the same time decide to like do a part 1 and part 2 to end this?
Yeah.
I thought we learned already these were bad ideas.
I mean, Harry Potter did it and did okay in terms of box office.
But like it's the only one that I think pulled it off.
Yeah.
Everyone else after that.
Yeah, I don't think Hunger Games really pulled it off. Twilight, probably, because there's a bunch of horny teenagers. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other movies that did a part 1, part 2 that would have pulled it off. I guess Avengers, technically, right? Like,
It's Avengers, but like they undid a part 1 part 2. They were one of those who be like, yeah, it's like they were like, this is no longer that quite the same.
Yeah, but I guess it's still technically like, oh, they're wrapping up the,
Fair. And if it was, but like the point is, so we have 2 of probably like 10 failures. And they're the 2 most successful franchises basically ever.
Yeah. I'm sure there's more that we're just not. And maybe there's series out there that technically it's part 1, part 2, but it's not called that. Which I guess gets into kind of the murky depths of a sequel versus, a 2-part thing. So, I will say the visuals for this movie were stunning.
No, you can tell they've.
I really want to go watch this in IMAX.
What did you see it in?
Just a regular theater, because it was the only one that.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to watch it in Dolby, but I think Lilo and Stitch was in Dolby.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Until like 6:30 at night, and I'm like, dude, this is a 3-hour movie. Ain't no way. So But probably my favorite shot from this movie was as he's getting out of the submarine and the other one's right there.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of those like oh shit moments that this franchise captures so well. And I mean, the funny thing is there's not much in the way of, I don't think there's any dialogue. There's maybe some music, but then there's just the ambient sound of these two subs that are literally on top of each other. And I got to give him credit. The sound design for this movie, as well as the visuals, I think helped take this into... It's probably not going to be up for contention of, like best film.
Maybe like best editing?
Maybe.
No.
Best effects, maybe. But this film, because of its visuals and audio mixing, in my mind, goes from oh yeah, that was fun to all right, this is in rotation. Right, like this is a rainy Friday afternoon. I've got nothing else to do. I'm just going to sit inside and watch a movie and drink some bourbon. This is on that rotation now.
No, that's...
So. But again, the 3 hour, like, kind of one of the reasons we're dancing around, like, not really talking about plot is it's 3 hours of you kind of know exactly what's going to happen. And I wish there was more suspense.
There's... See, but
Right.
so is there really suspense? Because the thing with these films, because it's like the pulpy nature of them is, like, the suspense isn't really there. Because, like, you know they're gonna win.
I mean, them calling it the final reckoning, part of me was walking into this movie going, they may just kill everyone off. Right? Ethan may be the only one left alive. And then, the bomb in the vault, I was like, okay, we're a step closer to that. And I was honestly kind of hoping that when the detonators went off, nobody came through the smoke. Right? Because nobody came through the dust. Because I feel like that would have put way more tension on, hey, we really need to get this done. Like, everyone around us is dying. And it just wasn't there. I mean, I guess it was kind of a feel-good moment to see, the three people come through the dust, but I don't know if I would have included that, I guess is my way of looking at it.
So would you have, like, killed everyone off, do you think?
I would have killed off I want to say Winslow, but that's not his name. The CIA vault guy, his wife, and the IMF agent. I think I would have killed them there with the bomb. Just to put that much more emphasis on, you have to do this right.
Mm-hmm.
And, there really is no fucking up. And then they don't, and then I'm like, okay, like, I know how this is going to end, but
We want the moment.
it could have been... honestly, I think a really interesting way that you could have ended this would be, like, Ethan gets Luther's virus onto the drive, and then Ethan dies. Like, he doesn't get his chute open. Right, like, he's going down with the ship. and then just your closing shot is just a slow zoom in on that drive playing that message that Ethan never hears. And I feel like that would have hit similar to killing off Iceman in Top Gun 2. I think. Maybe even harder.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, oh my god, they actually, like, this is truly it. Also, I think by killing off Ethan, that gives you the opportunity, if you want to continue this franchise, it gives you the opportunity to reboot. And yeah, I guess that's my one complaint is, well, my one complaint with the plot is everyone ends up all hunky-dory, and as a filmmaker, it's like, okay, where do you go from here? Right? Like, yes, you've called it the final reckoning, but if Hollywood's taught us anything, nothing's final. So they're going to reboot it, or they're going to continue on, or they're going to do something. If you had killed Ethan, that makes the decision a whole lot easier. So,
And
I don't know. What do you think about it? I feel like I've talked a lot about it. What's your...
No, I don't. Again, I think this is one of the better ones. I think the first hour is kind of, first you go through flashbacks and it's kind of almost weirdly chunked together. Like, I'm curious kind of when they film these, because they filmed them, I thought, back to back. Like, I wonder if in the edit, if any of these are like flip flop, because like some of it felt a bit almost jarring and like that. But visually, it is probably the best looking in the series, though, which is probably where a lot of it sometimes just kind of sit there and like ooh and ah the whole time.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they stepped up their lighting budget.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't to say that the movies, like, 4 on ever looked bad. But this one just, I don't know, it just feels different.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's using the digital IMAX cameras, and that's why it looks cleaner.
Which means you influencing never get to see it look the same again when you get home.
Well, no, because it's still that sensor capturing that detail. So you'll still get that detail. And in some ways, it may even look better because it's scaling it down.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, like, we clearly saw it with, the flashbacks to 1. The quality on that has not aged well.
Mm-mm.
I do think this will age, 4 on will age the best. And this one probably the best of the best.
This one I think will seems to be interesting. Of like, do we think we've gotten to the point yet where like we think still CG like is now like, oh, it lasts forever, but like we thought that before, I feel like, too. So I'm curious if that stays true.
I mean, the interesting thing is, right, like, if you look at Jurassic Park, yes, you can tell when CG is in play, but also it looks damn good.
Mm.
So it becomes a question of, are we relying too much on cheap CG? Right? If you're just shooting everything on a blue screen and then digitally imposing everything, it will eventually start to look its age.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do like they did with Jurassic Park and go out and shoot real footage and then add stuff in, post that, I think that's how you're going to have it work the best. So, obviously, there was a lot of CG in this film because there had to be, but also so much of it is still practical. And I think because of that, like I say, this will hold up the best. But yeah.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
Because my money's on no on this one.
Okay.
Do we think this will break even?
Break even?
Yes.
What is the listed budget?
It's maybe the most expensive film of all time at around 400 million.
I could see it breaking even. Yeah. If not making a profit. It's a PG-13 Tom Cruise action movie. Those things do gangbusters. So, I'd be curious to see what is considered the most expensive movie ever, because, I mean, for the longest time it was Pirates 3.
Because single films, because Avengers were double budget, as you can't like count them.
Yeah. But then the rumor for, like, what was the Dwayne Johnson Christmas movie?
Oh, Red One?
Red One. The rumored budget for that was ridiculous.
250.
I heard higher than that. Yeah, I heard it was closer to like 5.
Jesus.
So, yeah, I guess that becomes a, you know, let's see. What do you think the Fast X budget is? 340. I believe Pirates 3 is like just under 400.
I still point out, it's wild to me that you could literally make like 10 to 15 mid-grade films with these budgets.
Oh, you could make, I guess, was it Pirates 4? Because this says it's 230. Or, I guess, is Dead Men Tell No Tales 3 or 4?
Is that not the last one? Is that now 5?
It was released in 2017, so.
That's 5.
Curse, Dead, At World's End. On Stranger Tides, I believe, is the big one. On Stranger Tides is 250. At World's End is listed at 300. So, most expensive. The autofills are interesting for this question. Most expensive fruit grow a garden. Force Awakens officially holds the record at 447. Way of Water could be higher than that. So, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was an estimated 432. Okay, so On Stranger Tides on Wikipedia is listed at 379. So, I mean, Dead Reckoning Part 1 was 291. Final Reckoning was 300. So, I guess that's a huge difference. If it was 300, absolutely, this thing breaks even and potentially makes money. If it's 400, that's a much different question. Because I mean, that's the difference between 600,000 and 800,000, or 600 million and 800 million.
Yeah, that's a big difference number wise.
So,
It's wild that this film, though, in an era where like the theaters are dying, did set the domestic box office record for Memorial Weekend.
yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like, this dude's movies just sell. Whether you like it or not, they sell.
This is true.
So, yeah. All that to say, this is definitely a recommend.
Go see it in theaters. Big sound.
Yes, yeah, if you can
Go
see it
boom,
in
boom.
theaters with big sound. Absolutely.
Big bucket of popcorn.
I finished a medium bag
Hmm.
with maybe like half hour to go. Also, I saw the movie at like 11:30 in the morning, so that was kind of my lunch. So,
To be fair,
guess if
there's
you-
nothing wrong with movie theater meals.
yeah. I guess if you like, if you're going to turn this into a date night, which it becomes the whole night, and you grab dinner beforehand, I think you could get away with like one bucket between two people.
Did you forget it was there sometimes?
What's that?
Did you forget it was there?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yes. On that note,
We'll
we
see
bid
everyone with the next movie club.